You think you know everything there is to know about Five Nights at Freddy's? Into the Pit? Think again, because this deep dive will leave you questioning everything you thought you knew about the highly anticipated game. Hey there, fellow FNAF fans. Bet you're as hyped as I am about the latest game in the series, Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit. This one's a real doozy, and trust me, you're going to want to know all the juicy details before diving in. So let's get right to it, shall we? First things first, let's talk about what this game is all about. Ever wonder what it'd be like to work at the infamous Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex? Well, get ready to find out, because that's exactly where you'll be spending your nights, and probably some days too, if we're being honest. You'll be stepping into the shoes of Oswald, a teenager who's just landed a summer job at this underground arcade. Sounds like a dream gig, right? Wrong. As you might have guessed, things take a dark turn pretty quickly. Oswald visits an abandoned Freddy Fazbear's Pizza and jumps into its old ball pit. He awakens in a vision of 1985, where he witnesses the horrifying scene of Spring Bonnie murdering 6 children. Oswald's father pulls him out of the pit, but gets trapped in the disturbing vision himself. When they return to the real world, Oswald's father is mysteriously replaced by Spring Bonnie, though no one else seems to notice the terrifying swap. Before you know it, you're thrust into a terrifying adventure involving those oh-so-lovable animatronic characters we all know and, well, maybe not love, but certainly fear. Now, let's talk about the real meat and potatoes here, the gameplay. Buckle up, folks, because this ain't your typical FNAF experience. Instead of being confined to a single room, you'll be exploring the vast and twisted depths of the Mega Pizzaplex. And let me tell you, this place is a labyrinth of horror. But don't worry, you won't be wandering aimlessly. Well, not entirely. Into the Pit is a side-scroller, which means you'll be traversing levels from left to right, avoiding obstacles and enemies along the way. Sound easy? Think again. These animatronics aren't just going to let you stroll on by. You'll need to master the art of stealth using shadows and environmental elements to your advantage. And let's not forget about those good old jump scares. You know they're coming, but that doesn't make them any less terrifying. Just when you think you've got a handle on things, bam! Freddy or one of his pals will pop out and nearly give you a heart attack. It's all part of the charm, right? One of the most striking aspects of Into the Pit is its retro aesthetic. We're talking 8-bit graphics, chiptune music, the whole shebang. It's a bold move for sure, but one that pays off in spades. Not only does it give the game a unique and nostalgic feel, but it also adds to the overall creepiness factor. There's something inherently unsettling about seeing those familiar animatronic faces rendered in pixelated form. It's like they've been stripped down to their bare mechanical essences, and it's equal parts fascinating and terrifying. But the retro style isn't just a gimmick. It's an integral part of the game's design. The simplistic visuals and chiptune soundscapes create an atmosphere of tension and unease that's hard to shake. And let's be real, who doesn't love a good throwback to the glory days of gaming? Okay, so we've covered the basics, but let's not forget that Into the Pit is more than just a game. It's a crucial piece of the FNAF lore puzzle. If you're a die-hard fan of the series, you know that the lore is nearly as convoluted as it is captivating, and this game promises to shed some light on the mysteries that have been plaguing us for years. First and foremost, the game's title is a direct reference to the Into the Pit collection of short stories from the Fazbear Frights book series. These tales explore the darker, more sinister side of the Freddy Fazbear's world, and it's likely that the game will draw inspiration from them. But that's not all. Remember Vanny, the mysterious and terrifying antagonist introduced in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted? Well, rumor has it that she'll be making an appearance in Into the Pit, adding another layer of complexity to the already twisted narrative. And let's not forget about the animatronics themselves. We all know they're more than just robots. There's something supernatural, something otherworldly about them. Into the Pit promises to delve deeper into their origins, their motivations, and the dark forces that seem to control them. Now here's something that's got us all buzzing. Into the Pit is being billed as a 10th anniversary celebration for the FNAF franchise. Can you believe it's been a decade since we first stepped into the world of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza? Time flies when you're constantly fending off homicidal animatronics, am I right? But seriously, this is a huge deal. FNAF has become a cultural phenomenon, spawning not just games, but books, merchandise, and a dedicated fan base that's second to none. And Into the Pit is the perfect way to commemorate this milestone. Not only does it offer a fresh take on the classic FNAF gameplay, but it also serves as a love letter to the fans who've stuck with the series through thick and thin. The retro aesthetic is a nod to the game's humble beginnings, while the expanded lore and new characters show just how far the franchise has come. And let's not forget about the man behind it all, Scott Cawthon. Despite his recent controversies, there's no denying his impact on the gaming world. Into the Pit is a testament to his vision and creativity, and a reminder that even the most unlikely stories can captivate audiences around the globe. Alright, we've covered a lot, but let's talk about the elephant in the room, the sheer hype and anticipation surrounding Into the Pit. Ever since that fateful trailer leak, the FNAF community has been in a frenzy, speculating, theorizing, and generally losing their minds in the best possible way. And can you blame them? After years of waiting, we're finally getting a brand new FNAF experience, and it's unlike anything we've seen before. The side-scrolling gameplay, the retro visuals, the deeper dive into the lore, it's a recipe for pure, unadulterated excitement. But it's not just the game itself that has fans buzzing, it's the mystery and intrigue surrounding it. Despite the leak, there's still so much we don't know. What other secrets does the Mega Pizzaplex hold? What role will Vanny play? And perhaps most importantly, will we finally get some concrete answers about the animatronic's true nature? The anticipation is palpable, and it's only fueled by the cryptic comments and teasers from Cawthon himself. He's a master of keeping us on the edge of our seats, and Into the Pit is shaping up to be his magnum opus. Now I know what you're thinking, but wait, the game isn't even out yet. How can we talk about critical reception? Fair point, my friend, but that's never stopped the gaming community before, has it? Even though Into the Pit is still shrouded in mystery, the early buzz has been overwhelmingly positive. Critics and fans alike have praised the bold artistic direction, the innovative gameplay mechanics, and the tantalizing promise of lore revelations. Of course, there are always a few naysayers in the bunch, but their concerns mostly stem from a fear of change. After all, FNAF has been following a fairly consistent formula for the better part of a decade. Switching things up this drastically is bound to ruffle a few feathers. But let's be real here. If there's one thing the FNAF franchise has proven time and time again, it's that change can be a good thing. Each new installment has brought fresh twists and turns, keeping the series feeling fresh and unpredictable. And from what we've seen so far, Into the Pit looks poised to continue that tradition in spectacular fashion. Fan theories, the lifeblood of any successful franchise, and when it comes to FNAF, well, let's just say the theorists have been working overtime. From intricate dissections of the trailer to wild guesses about the game's narrative direction, the internet has been awash with speculation and conjecture. And you know what? That's exactly how we like it. Half the fun of being a FNAF fan is diving into the rabbit hole of theories and trying to make sense of the madness. It's a collaborative effort, with fans from all corners of the globe piecing together the clues and sharing their insights. So what are some of the juicier theories making the rounds? Well, there's the one about Oswald being a descendant of one of the original Fazbear employees, which could explain his connection to the Mega Pizzaplex. Or how about the idea that Vanny is actually a manifestation of the vengeful spirits haunting the animatronics? But perhaps the most intriguing and terrifying theory is the notion that the entire game takes place within the mind of one of the animatronics. Think about it. A twisted, labyrinthine landscape filled with jump scares and nightmarish imagery. Sounds like the kind of hellscape a haunted robot might conjure up. Of course, these are just the tip of the iceberg. With every new trailer, every cryptic tweet from Cawthon, the theories evolve and multiply. It's a never-ending cycle of speculation and analysis, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Alright, let's take a break from all the heavy lore and gameplay talk for a minute. We all know that no major franchise is complete without a healthy dose of merchandise and tie-ins, and FNAF is no exception. In fact, the Into the Pit hype train has already left the station when it comes to merch. From t-shirts and figurines to plushies and collectibles, there's no shortage of goodies for fans to sink their teeth into. And let's be real, who doesn't want a pixelated Freddy Fazbear plushie to cuddle up with at night? But the tie-ins don't stop there. We've already seen the release of a graphic novel adaptation of the original Into the Pit short story collection, giving fans a chance to immerse themselves in the lore like never before. And rumor has it that a full-fledged novelization of the game's story is in the works. Because why not? And let's not forget about the potential for crossovers and collaborations. Imagine a FNAF-themed level in your favorite platformer or a guest appearance from Freddy and the gang in a completely different game? The possibilities are endless. And you better believe the marketing team is already hard at work making our wildest dreams a reality. As we near the end of our journey through the world of Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit, it's worth taking a step back and considering the broader implications of this game's existence. Because let's be honest, this isn't just another entry in the FNAF canon, it's a bold, ambitious leap into uncharted territory. For years, the FNAF franchise has been defined by a fairly rigid set of mechanics and gameplay styles. Sure, each installment added its own twists and tweaks, but at their core, they all followed a similar formula. Survive the night, avoid the animatronics, and try not to have a heart attack from all the jump scares. But Into the Pit shatters that mold, presenting a completely reimagined take on the FNAF experience. It's a side-scroller, it's got retro graphics, it's exploring new corners of the lore, it's a game that dares to ask, what if we did things differently? And that's what makes it so exciting, but also so potentially divisive. Change is always a double-edged sword, especially when it comes to beloved franchises. Some fans will undoubtedly embrace the fresh approach, while others may lament the departure from tradition. But regardless of where you fall on that spectrum, there's no denying that Into the Pit represents a pivotal moment for FNAF. It's a bold statement of intent, a declaration that this franchise isn't content to rest on its laurels or play it safe. It's a reminder that even the most well-established properties can still surprise us, can still push boundaries and defy expectations. As we reach the end of our exploration of Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit, it's important to reflect on the lasting legacy this game may leave behind. Because, let's be real, FNAF isn't just a series of games, it's a cultural phenomenon, a touchstone for an entire generation of horror fans and gamers. From its humble beginnings as a scrappy indie project, to its current status as a multimedia juggernaut, FNAF has carved out a special place in the annals of gaming history. And Into the Pit feels like the culmination of that journey, a celebration of everything that's made the franchise so beloved and enduring. But it's also a game that dares to look forward, to push the boundaries of what a FNAF experience can be. By embracing new gameplay styles, fresh narrative directions, and bold artistic choices, Into the Pit ensures that the franchise won't become stagnant or trapped in its own legacy. Instead, it cements FNAF's status as a true pioneer, a series that's never been afraid to take risks and challenge conventions, and in doing so, it sets the stage for a whole new generation of fans to discover the magic and terror of Freddy Fazbear's world. So as we bid farewell to Into the Pit, at least until its release, let's raise a glass to Scott Cawthon and the entire team behind this ambitious project. They've crafted something truly special, a game that honors the past while boldly embracing the future, and in the process they've ensured that the FNAF legacy will live on, terrifying and delighting us for years to come. Also, if you like this video, be sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future updates on this hotly anticipated title. Until next time, stay golden, and maybe sleep with the lights on, just in case. This game is one of the most exciting upcoming games. Speaking of upcoming games, you should definitely check this video to see what upcoming games we are facing. Don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.